This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi.
Hello,
If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 272. My name's Adam Patterson. We're joined today by Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Kevin?
Irritated.
Struggling with technology. He's struggling with technology.
I hate that shit.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you?
I am irritated also, but for a different reason.
Hell yeah.
Oh, do you want to get into it on the air or no?
No.
I just need. How many people have you killed?
Personal drama, huh?
I have personal drama every fucking day.
It's like you're living in the show Riverdale.
Just got that drama.
Don't ever say that to me again.
You just live in Riverdale
Every day.
every day.
Mm.
All right. What movie do we have you watch this week?
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. Pick this in honor of April Fool's Day. Coming at you. I was thinking about doing something like fun and silly, like an actual some sort of April Fool's Day type episode, but then I couldn't come up with anything creative enough. Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
and really, I mean, when you look at the movie, it's not a very creative pick for the movie either, honestly. But at any rate. This came out in 1986. This is not the remake that came out in 2008. This is the original one, directed by Fred Walton. I have a synopsis here. 9 college students staying at a friend's remote island mansion begin to fall victim to an unseen murderer over the April Fool's Day weekend. Ryan, tell us a little bit about April Fool's Day.
Well, I kind of like this.
I've seen this
What the-
movie. Sorry, I've seen this movie a few times, and I actually like it too. But
Once I got to the end, I didn't like it up until then. But once you figure everything out, then I like it. That thing said I won't ever watch it again. Because I already know the major twist. Okay, so they start off, you have a couple friends. They mostly all know each other, except for one who is supposedly the cousin of the main girl who's having everyone in her house, and they're all graduating college, and she's throwing a party because celebrating the fact that they're all young and they're all prominent people. And they're all trying to figure out what they're doing for the rest of their lives. And 2 other people are Biff from Back to the Future and the one girl from 90210. Can't think of her name.
I know that there's some people from. The one person was in summer school, and then there's a couple people from just one of the guys in this too. Another couple classic 80s ones there as well.
So anyway, they start off by going to his house, which you can only get to by boat. And apparently it's the boat guy's last trip for the weekend. So he knows something weird's gonna happen. and the two of the kids get a fight, and the one actually stabs the other one, and it turns out to be an April Fool's joke. And then there's another kid who's trying to anchor the boat, or not anchor, and tied the boat down to the dock, and for whatever reason, he just treads in the water, and he continuously throws a noose at the dock and misses every time until slowly the boat runs him over. And when it runs him over, somehow it fucked up his eye.
Yeah.
And they pull
Yeah,
out water and they take him to the hospital.
it like pops. I think it like pops his eyeball out. Like
So
it's
just his eye. Like
no, it's
everything
like his
else?
whole. No, it's like his whole face, but it
Okay.
pops his eyeball out too.
And they start thinking they can win. So they all get to the island. And when they get there, each of them slowly starts getting killed off. And as they get killed off, the other ones that are still alive see their dead bodies, so they believe they're dead. And it gets down to two of them left, and they discover that the whole thing was a sham the whole time. It's all April Fool's joke. And one by one, as they died, they were brought into the girl that owns the house. They find out that for whatever reason, she's very rich, but she needs money to keep the house going. So she's gonna turn into an inn in which she plays this scenario over and over. And people come stay there for a weekend and have a good old time. And in the end, no one's dead. Everyone finds out that it was all fake. And they're all cool with it.
Yeah. And do they all live happily ever after?
I seem to remember what happened to the end?
At the end, if I
The
remember,
very end where they go.
oh, that's just another prank. Like you think,
The thread slitting.
yeah, at the very, very end, you think that the one girl who planned out the whole thing gets her throat slit, but that's also a prank. Because the girl who supposedly slit her throat, they show that it was like a fake knife and it had a little like blood pump thing attached to it, and then they laugh, and then that's it. They laugh and just have a good old time.
Wonderful.
So, what'd you think of this movie? You already kind of alluded to it that you thought it was okay.
Yeah. I thought a lot of weird things would happen, like the eyeball. They got the eyeball. I thought the whole thing was pretty dumb until I knew its purpose. I thought the whole knife thing where the guy throws the knife I didn't understand why they kept doing that over and over and over. So in the beginning, I hated it, but by the end, I liked it.
Yeah,
Remember.
it was kind of interesting. I felt the same way because like when you're first watching it, if you don't know the twist at the end, you're just like, what? Like you can't really wrap your head around what's going on because like the guy gets injured on the boat, and then like they so quickly like carry him off, and he's just gone, and you're just like, something's not. I don't know. It seemed off, and then like there's another scene where Biff gets where he supposedly gets killed, and you don't see him getting killed, but he gets like caught in this rope trap, and there's like a snake there, and it's like biting at him, and then somebody kicks the snake away, and he looks at the person, and then that's the end of Biff supposedly, and that seems a little odd too, because it's like if I was a slasher, I would just stand back and watch the snake bite the shit out of him and kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Plus, it's also odd that if he is a slasher, if you kick the snake away, you know, as a movie, you would show the slasher kill the guy.
Yeah.
So it does sound like it kind of tips its hand a couple of times here and there.
It does, but it does it in a pretty subtle and interesting way. There are a couple times where, like the well scene, Ryan, where I'm just like, I don't know about that. Where so like the water gets turned off, and the water's not working right, so they go to this well, like a backup
It's in the
well,
middle of nowhere.
and there's like severed heads, and like one of their friends is dead, like in there.
Damn.
And it just seemed like such an elaborate setup for it to be like that. For that one, it just seemed like everything fell into place a little bit too perfectly for it to work. Like they must have deliberately loosened the one ladder rung so that it would like break off and she would fall in. I don't know. That one was a little bit of a stretch for me, but I think most of them were pretty clever. And I actually like the end too. It doesn't sound like it sounds like if you watch it, you're like, oh, like it's kind of a bummer, you know, that
you don't really think about it.
Yeah, it just seems like such a generic slasher movie, and then they do this thing at the end, and then you think they're gonna twist it again and have there actually be a killer, but there's not. Like they all just survive and have a good time.
So it's almost like it's got that twist. It's a twisty, and then it's got a fake out twist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So it's a double twist.
Yeah, it's a fake out.
No twist.
It's a fakey McTwist.
All sorts of twists going on, but different type of twist. Okay.
It's enjoyable. It really is an enjoyable watch.
That actually sounds kind of interesting.
I mean, if you know like Ryan said, if you know the twist going into it, it definitely doesn't. It's not as effective because if you know the twist going into it, you're just like, why am I watching this? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it all seems a little moot by that point, since you know that it's all fake. But I also like the reveal too. How so like the main girl, Muffy. She set up like fake photographs, and she scattered clues around the house so that the other kids started to figure out who the killer was, and she led them to believe that she had a twin sister, an evil twin named Buffy.
Okay.
And so Buffy was the killer supposedly, and they were in like the final showdown when it was like the final two left. The way that they revealed themselves in the prank I thought was pretty cool. How they just had everybody in one room, and they weren't standing completely still, but they were like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like that they were attending this party, but none of them talked. So like, but they would like mouth things to each other. So there would be like two friends having a conversation by the fireplace, having a drink, and they'd be like acting like they're talking, like their lips would move, but they weren't actually talking.
Okay.
So she goes into this room and she sees all her friends who she thought were dead, and they're like acting like nothing's going on. They act like they don't see her. Like it must have been such a surreal moment for her.
That sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah. I will say, like, I don't know if I would buy the idea that because she revealed that they had an effects guy. So like she hired this effects guy to construct all of the kills and stuff. And that's why they were so believable, but I still don't know if I'd be if I would be believing it, you know what I mean?
I liked it because for every time you thought something was weird, they explained some way why it wasn't weird.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty well constructed film. Like they kind of piece everything together very nicely. Like it definitely works. I
don't know why this wasn't more popular.
It's I'd say it's a pretty popular slasher movie. I mean, it's not, Friday the 13th level or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Kevin, have you heard of this movie before?
I have not. I've never heard of it.
Oh,
No.
really? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it wasn't.
I heard of the sequel, the remake, but not this one.
I feel like I saw the remake. Maybe. No, I don't think I did actually. 2008. No, I don't think I did see it. I don't know how that one holds up. I'm just looking at the cover. I'm going to say that it's probably horrible. Whereas the cover for this one is awesome, with the noose in the braid.
The old noose braid.
The old classic noose braid. I don't know. It's a good bit of 80s camp.
It's kind of a bummer because it sounds really great, but now I know what the thing is.
Yep. It's been ruined. It's been ruined for you.
So I don't think I can enjoy it, but it sounds like it could have been a good time.
Has Sleepaway Camp been ruined for you yet?
For me?
Yeah.
No.
Because I know
don't think so.
That was one that I wanted you to see.
It might have been at several times, but I've probably forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Which is probably what I can do with April Fool's Day. I can just wait like 3 years.
And you'll forget.
And then just watch.
Yeah.
Just remind me in 3 years. Be like, hey, you should check out April Fool's Day from 1986. And I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Because then it'll take another 2 years for me to actually watch it.
Yeah.
So by that point, I'll be 5 years removed from it, and I won't see the twisties coming.
I think Sleepaway Camp still has one of the more interesting twists that kind of scared me when I was younger and saw it. The twist doesn't really do much for the movie. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense, but it's still pretty crazy. Let's talk about Fred Walton, the director of this thing. He, I think his claim to fame was When a Stranger Calls from 1979. I think that's what kind of broke him onto the scene. Another sort of classic horror movie.
Again, Island and the remake of that one.
I never saw the original one. I don't think I saw the remake either. The one that came out in 2006.
Was it Holly Berry in that? My thing.
No. No. It wasn't Halle Berry. It was just Tessa Thompson was in it.
Oh.
Yeah. Clark Gregg, Katie Cassidy. These are all people that were just getting their start. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. He also did Hadley's Rebellion from 1983.
Mm-hmm.
Not too familiar with that one. Something it's like a wrestling movie, I think.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's about like high school wrestling or something.
Oh, I thought we were talking like pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling?
1980. That would be awesome. I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Man.
Then he did April Fool's Day. He did The Rosary Murders in 1987. And then from then on, he just did TV movies. So he
went off on TV movies.
Yeah. He did the sequel to When a Stranger Calls Back in 1993. But that was a TV movie. He did a movie called I Saw What You Did in 1988. A group of pranksters unintentionally get the attention of a serial killer who starts targeting them.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's got a pretty wicked cover. Looks like the cover of a true crime novel. That's pretty much it. Last movie he did was in 1996, and that was The Stepford Husbands. Flipping the script there.
Yeah. I mean, it's twisties.
Yeah. That one looks a little bit... We'll have to put that on the docket for Ryan watches a movie. Just looking at that cover. Holy shit.
For real? Let me check out this cover.
How far would she go to create the perfect mate? So it's not even like...
Oh, man,
It's not even like a Stepford Wives remake with men. It's like just some crazy woman that's trying to create the perfect man.
Yeah, and it has Harry Truman.
Thought it was gonna have like this cool Harry Truman.
It has Sheriff Harry Truman.
Oh, Michael Ontkeen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I didn't recognize him on the cover there. I thought it was gonna be this cool, like, feminist take on the Stepford Wives, but no, it sounds like it's just a pile of shit.
I don't know. You got Michael Ontkeen in there. I don't know if you can call it a piece of shit.
Maybe not. Where was he at in... I thought for sure that they were gonna bring him in to Twin Peaks. What happened there?
I remember that he was in it, or he was slated to be in it,
Yeah.
and then something happened that he wasn't in it. But I don't know if we ever found out.
It was weird because at the beginning, if you remember, like the first few episodes, they kept talking about him a lot, and then it felt like they were gonna have him show up, and then he just never did.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if the role what's his name's role was originally going to be his, and they just switched it out at the last minute.
Well, in the very, very beginning, it was supposed to be him. In the original Twin Peaks, it was supposed to be him. And then I guess, at least that's what I think I read.
Robert Forster?
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the very, very beginning of Twin Peaks. That was supposed to be his role.
Interesting. So they pulled the old switcheroo, huh?
Yeah. The old switch. Everyone's doing twisties. Twisting it up.
Huh. Anyway, any final thoughts, Ryan, on April Fool's Day before we give you your drum roll?
Yeah, the 80s feel to it also, like a really 80s feel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's because I saw a lot of Biff Danner.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely 80s. It wasn't like intensely 80s like some of these are, where they're like playing a lot of the pop music and just the look and the style, and like
trendy.
Like Night of the Comet, or like one of those other super 80s ones. But it was definitely had a vibe for sure. All right, what are you gonna give April Fool's Day? 5 out of 10. All right, middle of the road, completely average.
I guess.
I mean, from what you were saying, it sounds like it would be like at least a 6.
It has no rewatchability pin.
Ah, okay. Minus points for rewatchability.
Yeah.
I understand that. A lot of people gauge things on rewatchability.
I didn't realize that Ryan's ratings were so weighted on rewatchability.
Come on, Kevin, you know I watch that movie over and over.
Yes.
If I can't do that, I don't like it.
I love how we used to go over there like every single day, and every day you'd be watching the same movie just over and over again. It's like Transformers or Bad Boys 2 or whatever.
I know about Family Guy now.
Do it with Family Guy?
Yeah. I have every episode on disc, and I still watch it every night on TV at 2 in the morning.
Damn.
Yeah.
No wonder you're so irritable. Jesus Christ. Switch your day up, man.
Family Guy helps me keep the peace in my head.
Keep the peace in your head, okay. Family Guy helps me keep the peace in my head.
That's going to be in a newspaper. Some point. Me and Adam are going to be interviewed. And we're going to say, we should have known something was up. When he said, quote, Family Guy's going to trend on Twitter.
Oh my God. All right.
Jesus.
April Fool's Day, let's talk about it. So if you look on the National Day calendar, they have a little blurb that they usually talk about before getting into like the history and all that. Well, on this one, they pulled a little bit of a prank themselves and told this story about like some kind of alien abduction or some nonsense. I'm not going to read it because I don't support what they've done here. It's not funny or clever or anything. Anyway, how to observe, prepare your best pranks and practical jokes. Use hashtag April Fool's Day to post on social media. History. We would be fools to think we knew precisely when April Fool's Day was originally celebrated.
We would.
There are a couple more facts here that, I don't know, maybe a little bit interesting.
Yeah, but can you trust any of this?
No.
Can you trust it? You can't trust it.
No, because they blew all their credibility out of the water with their little prank up above. So now I don't trust them. Scholars point to the reformation of the calendar by Pope Gregory and the Gregorian calendar we use today in the 1500s in France. The new year would take place in April, not January, as it does now. The theory is that those who continued to celebrate the new year on April 1st were called April Fish, and pranks would be played on them.
Mm-hmm.
So some people think that is where April Fool's Day came from.
Sure. Why not?
In Britain in 1776, there's a clear and reliable reference to April foolishness in an article in Gentleman's Magazine. Reference to a custom in the kingdom of making fools of people on the first day of April. It addresses the day being the culmination of an 8-day feast and the beginning of a new year. So there you are. 2 possible origins of April Fool's Day.
Who knew April Fool's Day was so boring?
I know, right? You'd think it'd be something cool. I mean, usually they're based in something that's like really dark and horrible. Like, it was the April Fool's Massacre that took place in like 1760, where a series of court jesters were massacred or something. And we do this to honor them.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Anyway, what are you doing for April Fools, Ryan? You cooking up some pranks?
I'm gonna take a jog.
What?
I'm gonna take a jog.
Take a jog?
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Because you can't. Your legs don't work.
Uh,
Oh,
You should try to hide in your. You should definitely prank your mom, and you should like hide in your basement or something, and like call her and be like, say that you're at like Ollie's or something, and you need a ride, or just come up with something.
that would end up in me getting bitch shit for some reason.
Ryan.
Why did I call her before I left? Get there.
Do something. You definitely do something to your mom. She needs a little
brighten her day.
Yeah, brighten her day up a little bit. Just do a silly prank. Nothing horrible. Something fun. Show her that you care. All right. I think that's going to do it for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can send us your questions and topics to feedback@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. If you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. And consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
See you later.